Like postpartum recovery has been so good, so I like have a hard time realizing that like I had a baby only a month ago. Hey, welcome to Chloe's 1 month update. My little girl is already 1 month old. I know I will say in every single one of these videos, I can't believe she's already whatever month old, because I did that with Grace. The time just flies by so fast. So for Chloe's updates for these videos, I want to do things a little bit differently. I've thought of like 5 main topics or whatever that I'm gonna try to like follow, like talk about those things every time, if that makes sense, because I always like have such a hard time like coming up with like what I want to say, like what's important, what isn't important, and just yeah. So basically those 5 things are eating, sleeping, size, favorites, and dislikes, and then anything else just like random at the end. So I'm gonna try to like follow that that like structure sort of for all of these videos. So little Miss is sleeping. You can see her. I'll try and get a close-up of her at the end if she doesn't wake up. This is her usual nap time, which I will get into right now. So I thought she was kind of waking up, which is why I picked her up in the first place, but she seems to have gone right back to sleep now. Alright, so let's jump right in. So as far as her eating, she's still breastfeeding. She's doing really good. I guess this falls into this category, her eating, like breastfeeding stuff. I just recently, like a few days ago, I was gonna say a couple days ago, but whatever. Today is, what day is it? Today's Thursday, and over the weekend I had mastitis, which sucked. I had a like horrible fever. It wasn't like super high, I think it was only 101, but I hate having a fever. I would way rather be like, you know, like stuffy nose kind of sick than have a fever. I'm sure anybody would. But anyways, I had that. I don't think it was so much from like a bad latch from her or anything like that. I think it was from like me doing too much, like not resting enough basically. This recovery, like postpartum recovery, has been so good, so I like have a hard time realizing that like I had a baby only a month ago, and like that's not that long, like 4 weeks ago, just over 4 weeks. So yeah, there's that, but she's doing really good breastfeeding. We have given her a bottle a few times, and she's taken it with no issues at all. The only bottle we've ever used is the Avent ones, not for any particular reason other than those are what we have, and we prefer to use glass when you have to heat it up. If we didn't heat bottles, then I probably wouldn't have an issue with plastic, but for heating things up, I don't like using anything but glass. So that's what we use, and she's taken them no problem at all. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that the Avent bottle is like the same brand as like these type of soothers. The like Soothie brand is like Avent brand. This is a Wubbanub, but when you buy like just the soothers, I'm pretty sure they're Avent brand. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, that like the soother is similar to the nipple of the bottle. But anyways, yeah, she's taken the bottle with no issues. She eats literally anywhere from every hour to every 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours. Throughout the day and night, like it totally just depends. There's not really any, she doesn't have a whole lot of a schedule right now, but well, I don't know, she kind of does and she kind of doesn't. So she eats anywhere between every hour and every like 5 hours. So that's her eating. As far as sleeping, she generally has like 3 naps a day. So like in the morning she'll have like a morning nap, I don't even know what time, and then she'll have like a nap around like 12:30. Basically she pretty much always, not on purpose by me, like I can't take credit for this, but I'm very thankful, sleeps at the same time that Grace has a nap, which is amazing. So that is when I should be napping, like with referring back to like me having mastitis and thinking it's because I'm not taking it easy enough. I have the opportunity. I should be napping, like I should be napping right now, but I want to film this video when Grace isn't running around like a crazy person causing trouble. So I often take this time to do things like this, or just to have quiet time for myself instead of sleeping. But anyways, so she has a nap then, and then she'll have a nap again later in the day, and then I keep her up basically from like, if she wakes up anytime between like 5:30, 6, like that sort of time, I try to make sure she stays up for like a good amount of time. She does stay awake for up to 2 hours now, so she's definitely staying awake for longer. But yeah, in that evening time, I definitely need to keep her up. If I don't keep her up, then she doesn't sleep very well at night. The rest of her like daytime sleep doesn't really matter, but she slept all through dinner time, so like all through that like 6-7 o'clock hour at my mom's one night, and she was up all night the rest of the night. She had a horrible sleep that night, so that sucked. But yeah, I definitely, if I keep her up in that like 6-7 o'clock time frame, then she sleeps way better at night. And she usually goes down, because Grace goes to bed at 7, between 7 and 7:30. Sometimes you try to keep her up a little later to encourage her to sleep in. Doesn't always work. But so Chloe goes to bed after Grace. I'll usually try and get her down for the night anytime between like 7:30 and 8:30 ish, just depending on like what's going on. So yeah, I think that's all for her sleep. What is the next one? Her size. So as of, what day is it? Thursday. As of Tuesday, she weighed 8 pounds 13.5 ounces and was 51 centimeters, which is 20 inches. My battery just started flashing, and I tried to film this video before, and as soon as I sat down it was flashing, and I charged it, but obviously it wasn't long enough, so let's try and get through this. And I wanted to mention that Grace at 1 month was 12 pounds 21 inches, so quite a bit bigger. But Chloe has definitely grown a lot in length. They said she was 50 centimeters in the hospital, but I think they did get that wrong, because she's outgrown clothes in length, not in size. But she has in size, like general size, outgrown a lot of her newborn stuff. I think she's pretty much in 0 to 3 month clothes now, except for pants. None of her pants fit. She's got like 2 or 3 pairs of pants that fit her. And I don't know, she seems to have short legs, but she's a really tall girl. So moving on to favorites. Her favorite things in the world right now, probably other than milk, she just loves to eat. Other than that is probably me or Grace. She loves her big sister, and it's so cute. She loves Grace's bed, and Greg said to me the other day, do you think it's because it smells like her? And I thought maybe, because at first I thought she just liked being in Grace's bed with Grace, but I put Chloe in Grace's bed one morning, and then took Grace out and changed Grace's bum, and Chloe stayed in there and was perfectly content, and was happy, she was awake, so it wasn't like she just fell asleep and was content. She was awake and just totally content in Grace's bed. So she loves her big sister, which is awesome, and Grace loves her too. What else have I written down? She likes her Wubba Dub, but she spits it out a lot when she falls asleep, or just she doesn't seem to like it as much as Grace did, which is good because Grace still has hers at 2. Not her Wubba Dubs, she has regular soothers, but I'd be kind of glad if Chloe doesn't like it as much as Grace does, but she definitely does like it. And we have never tried any other soother just because we had Wubba Dubs, that's what we bought, so we tried them and she likes them, so there was no need to try anything else. What else have I written down? She loves to be snuggled. Like I said, one of her favorite things in the world is me. She just loves to be with me, which makes sense, obviously. Like, she was inside of me for 9 months. And that's all that I've written down for her favorites. She doesn't have a whole lot of, like, she's only a month old, right? She doesn't have any really, like, favorites. I'm trying to think of what else she really likes, but I don't think there's really a whole lot else to talk about with that. Her dislikes is being alone. Sometimes she won't fall asleep like in her cradle, like that thing right there, just because she doesn't want to be alone, but as soon as you pick her up she passes right out. So she just really doesn't like to be alone. She loves me, like I said, but even if like Greg goes and picks her up and she's just fussing because she just didn't like being alone, she'll fall right asleep with him too. She likes people, and I think she really likes noise. We didn't have a sound machine in our room for the first little while, and she's grunty. She makes noises all the time. This is very unusually quiet for her. she'll just grunt all night long and fuss. She doesn't scream, but she just fusses enough to keep us awake. So we brought out the sound machine, and it's done a lot. I really think she just doesn't like quiet, partially because she probably just isn't used to the quiet. The only time she really was hearing quiet was in the dead of the night, and she didn't like it, and so she just like couldn't fall into like a deep sleep, I'm assuming, because the sound machine has definitely helped. So yeah, dislikes just being hates being alone, and I can't think of anything else. Oh, she hates being naked. That's the other thing. She does not like to be naked. She doesn't like to be cold. And then, so that's all the little like groupings or whatever that I thought of to talk about. So I'm going to try and talk about those things every single month so that at least I have like a bit of structure. And then I have written down just like some random notes. I wanted to mention that her eyes are still blue. Her hair obviously is dark brown, and she has a whole lot more of it than Grace did. I feel like Grace didn't have this much hair till she was like over a year old. Anyway, so obviously it's dark brown. So I don't know if her eyes will stay. I think her hair will stay brown because her eyebrows seem to be dark brown as well. But we don't know if her eyes will stay blue, or they could go like green or hazel or brown. Like her eyes could do anything, but I remember saying that with Grace, but I think her eyes are more likely to change, but they could stay blue. But at this point they are blue, and they are pretty dark blue. They're not as light as mine and Grace's. Obviously her hair hasn't fallen out, but even like around the sides or the back or anything, we haven't noticed it falling out at all. So I don't know if it will or it won't. She makes eye contact, which is really cute. She loves to like... So my battery just died, and I don't feel like sitting here waiting for it to charge, so I just grabbed my other camera, so that's why the lighting, everything probably looks totally different. And the, what is it called, the screen is on the side, so I'm probably going to keep looking on the side because of my other camera. This one, the G7X, the screen is right above, as you can see, and it's hard to look at the lens when you're recording yourself. Anyways, what was I saying? That she makes eye contact, and it's super cute, and she loves to like look right into your eyes. I kind of wish you would wake up so we could show your eyes. The other things that I have written down is that she peeled all over, just like Grace did, but her hands have peeled twice, and they're still sort of peeling. I don't know if I can... Let's try and get it close up. No, that's not gonna work. And actually right now her forehead has started peeling, literally like today, I think. I don't even think it was peeling last night. And she's got all these like little red dots on her face. I think she scratched her face when she was sleeping or something, but she hasn't gotten baby acne yet. I feel like Grace had already at this point. Actually, I know she had because I watched her 1 month update video, and I had said that she started getting baby acne. Now, I don't know if I meant started as in 2 weeks ago, or you know what I mean. So I don't know if all babies get it and she just is gonna get it later, or I don't know, but she hasn't gotten it yet at this point. I feel like this is a weird angle because she's not in it. Then what else? Oh yeah, and her hands peeled twice, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. Oh, she like bears weight on her legs, like she wants to stand up. Obviously I don't let her do it like for a long time, but if she's in like the standing up position, if you're holding her up, and her feet press down on like your legs or your stomach or whatever, however you're holding her, she wants to like bear weight and stand, which is really cute. She's gotten, I think that's the other thing, yeah, in this last week she's gotten so strong. Like her neck has just like all of a sudden like gotten super strong. Like with Grace, her neck was super strong like from day one, like in the hospital her neck was super strong, but Chloe's was more of like an average baby where her neck was pretty floppy. But this last week, like, she's just gotten so strong. Like her neck is so strong. She like lifts her head and turns it all the way over at tummy time. When you're like holding her like upright kind of, she like stands up really like with her neck and shoulders and like wants to look around, and like her legs have gotten so strong. She's just really gotten super strong in this last week, which is awesome because that's what you're supposed to do. Right? Oh, and I forgot to mention when I was talking, did I mention when I was talking about size? Yeah, that she's in 0 to 3 month size. Oh, but I also like to mention that she's in size 1 diapers. They are definitely on the bigger side, but I don't think she would fit in a newborn diaper anymore. We did switch her over fairly early, only because we ran out of newborn diapers and we had size 1 diapers, and we didn't think it was worth it to go buy more newborn diapers because she, like, the size 1s fit her decently enough, but they are on the bigger side. She probably will be in size 1s for a little while longer, hey? Definitely a lot longer than Grace was. So let's see. I think that's all I have to talk about. So let's see if I can get a little close-up of her. Okay. And she's just wearing, what do you call this? A little onesie because we were taking photos, and then I wrapped her up in the blanket. There. To focus on your face. Let's focus on Mama's face. There. So she still always looks very, like, perturbed. Oh, sorry. Did I startle you? Yeah, she always looks very, like, perturbed and, like, annoyed with the world. She's got Greg's scrunchy face. Or is it Mama's? There's your little toes. And close up of your toes. Okay. Okay. So I think that is all I have to say for Miss Chloe's 1 month update. I'm sorry about the, like, camera issues, switching angles, and I feel like this camera looks way more yellow looking at it now. Maybe it's just that wall comes out more yellow. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to follow our journey. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.